Happy holidays.
You're listening to the Experience Pros Radio Show, the most positive business talk show in America. Best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, are inspiring you to get your business right. They know the customer experience isn't just another thing, it's the only thing. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Greetings and salutations to you all. Welcome to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. Very nice to have you along with us today. We are here to remind you that small business is big business. Your business is our business.
You know, I have this issue with temperature, with drinking. Cold drinks make me freezing cold.
They do.
And then I have to drink something warm in order to warm me up. I am hugging my mug right now. I'm freezing. I go from being comfortable to freezing just like that.
Air conditioner in the studio comes on, and it's funny because you'll take on or put on and then take off your jacket like 4 times in a show. And it all has to do with what you got there.
It all has to do with what I have to drink. And so
what are you drinking there?
I just have some tea.
Hot tea?
Hot tea.
I like it.
Thank you.
I should go get some.
You want some hot tea, right? You're drinking his water. He's so good. We had in our last hour, we had a registered dietitian, Ricky Lee Hodson, here with us. And she has just got me thinking about some of my habits of recent when it comes to eating, nutrition, activity, and this whole thing. And, just wanting if we aren't in charge of what goes in and how healthy and conscientious we are of our activity and all of that, then the world and the marketing will get me. I don't know about you, but with what is it, National Fast Food Day,
end caps
with donuts constantly in the kitchen here in the studio,
and that's hard too.
It is so hard to have the willpower that is necessary. And so, how do we beat that? How do we make sure that we actually can stay on this healthy habit without being completely derailed? Well, I found a great little article by James Clear. He says, here's how you can eat healthier without even thinking, Eric Raymer.
In other words, Eric's survival guide.
Yes, Eric's survival guide. Not even thinking.
I give credit to this guy because this is just James Clear. He's pretty succinct in what he's thinking, and he's going to help me get right back on track. And this is something I've heard before, but I think it's important to restate. Use smaller plates. If you use smaller plates and fill them up, you feel like you're eating. Psychologically, you feel like you're eating more food. And I'm telling you, there's a psychological factor that makes all the difference in the world.
We actually had a dinner plate set that I had purchased, and it came with dinner plates. It came with lunch plates. It came with soup bowls, cereal bowls. Like it was like this whole little set. And several years ago by now, I actually got rid of the big dinner plates that I used to serve my family dinner on, and we moved over to the lunch plate. We're
doing the same thing at my place. My son and I live together, and he went out and got some new plates and stuff. Yeah. And I've only used the big ones once. We're just simply using the medium size or whatever you call the serving plates. Did you know the difference between a 10-inch plate and a 12-inch plate is about 22% food? I mean,
no way.
It's a 22% reduction. That's almost a quarter less food if you just go with a smaller portion.
If you just go with the smaller plate. And then your plate still can be filled. And because it's full, the plate is filled versus trying to put a smaller portion on a big plate.
Right.
And you're like, oh my gosh, there wasn't very much food here. Yes, you get to fill it up. And that's what we've done as well. Another way to eat healthier without even thinking, make water more readily available than soda or even coffee.
I love water. I drink more water than most people. I just do it. I don't crave soda. I don't crave coffee and water. I'm happy.
You know what? Here's something too. You know how our mind can play tricks on us, our eyes can play tricks on us as far as proportions and things like that.
Yeah.
So if you do drink alcohol, soda, or some coffee, with all the fixings inside of it,
right?
It says use a tall, slender glass instead of a short, fat one.
Oh.
Because it actually looks bigger.
Because of the vertical.
Because of the vertical.
Right.
You think you're getting more. You feel like you're getting more. And therefore, you will naturally help you drink less. But when you have a little short glass, you're like, I didn't get very much. And
I don't
you have
think
a
the
refill.
bartender's going to help me with what do you call it? Flute. What do you call that? Champagne flute? My whiskey.
Well,
people will look at it funny.
Okay, well maybe, but just have your one little, and just know that that's all you're going to have, right?
All right?
And so I think, it's tall, slender glasses. If you've got short, fat glasses at home, pitch them. Keep the tall, slender ones.
How about using plates that have high contrast color opposite the food?
Oh, interesting. So I actually I have white plates.
Yeah.
And I think that is probably, it says when the color of your plate matches the color of your food. So if it's, I don't know. Rice on your white plate. A lot. But they say dark green and dark blue make great plate colors because they contrast with light foods like pasta and potatoes. Right. So you're less likely to overserve yourself.
Yeah, if it's the same matching color, you're just going to keep serving and serving because it just blends in.
Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Display healthy foods here at the studio. We actually have it's always filled, a fruit bowl with oranges and bananas and apples and pears, so that there's always something healthy for us.
God bless Wendy, the fruit bowl lady.
Right. So when you're in a rush, you just want to grab something quickly. They always have something healthy.
All right.
And here's what you do with the unhealthy food.
What do you do with it? Throw it away?
Well, just wrap it in foil.
In foil?
Yeah, because then it's a little bit out of sight, out of mind. So the healthy food is in plastic wrap or in a fruit bowl where you can just see it. Yes. All right. And then the unhealthy foods, that leftover cheeseburger, wrap it in foil and right. I don't know.
Wait a minute. What's a leftover cheeseburger?
Leftover pizza. No?
Yeah, sometimes leftover pizza. All right. Keeping healthy foods in larger packages and containers and unhealthy foods in smaller ones. Big boxes and containers tend to catch your eye. They take up space in your kitchen and pantry and otherwise get in your way. As a result, you're more likely to notice them and you'll eat what's inside of them.
These are interesting. These are just
psychological.
Just to kind of trick your brain, and so you don't even have to think about it. And, kind of clearing up the junk food out so it's not readily available. And it's not that we're always going to eat healthy or we're never going to have a cheeseburger again or anything like that. But it's setting yourself up for success when it comes to nutrition, because the world is completely against us.
I'm working in that direction. I do have some struggles with the fast food thing, and there was a time a couple of years ago that I never went to a fast food place, not for an entire year, and now I'm kind of back into that bad old habit. But I do some. Oh, I said they do.
You did.
I do some healthy practices, and one of them is in the door of my car. I carry a big old bag of nuts. I do the almonds, and that's protein. It's good for me.
Yeah, but
essential oils and stuff.
You have to be careful with the quantity that you're.
I don't eat them all day long. I have 3 or 4 at a time. Just small portions.
Okay.
Gives me it's the chewing that I miss the most.
So the protein shakes, the green shakes, they're not your favorite.
Do shakes real well.
You're like, I want to chew something.
I want to feel like I'm actually participating.
Which is
the
exact opposite of me. If I could just have shakes and drink my way through the day and never have to get a fork out, I think I would be just fine with that.
Yeah.
Because I can drink them on the go, I can drink them at my desk, I can on a walk with a fox.
Where's Dr. Seuss when you need him? Listener Dean says, important healthy insights going on here. Thank you very much for tuning in, Dean. We appreciate you.
Well, as entrepreneurs, eating is often, we just can get so distracted by our work, so caught up in our day. If I don't plan for what I'm going to eat during the day, I can work right through lunch.
Yep.
If I go to a networking event, I might have a couple of cheese cubes, and next thing you know, I get at the end of the day, and
your body's going, hey, what's up?
Yes.
This is where, if you get a chance, folks, to go back and listen to Ricky Lee Hotz, our registered dietitian that we had on the earlier hour, so much the better. Go back and take a look at that segment and listen to it again and again, because she taught us that If you do smaller portions, more spread across the course of the day, way better.
Way better, because your body isn't holding on to, most of the time we're in starvation mode. And then what do? We come home at the end of the day when we've made 1,000 decisions through the day. So now our willpower is depleted. And, we open up a bag of chips or a tub of ice cream and sit down with the remote, and it's all downhill from there.
Right? It really is.
All right. Well, those are some tips on how you can eat healthier without even thinking. If you've got some great tips you want to share in the comments below, we would love to hear those from you as well.
There you go. Angel Tussey and Eric Kramer hanging out with you today. We want to thank you for tuning in to this, the home of positive business talk. And we will see you, we'll see you right after this commercial break. Please remember to do business with the people who do business with the pros.
America's home for positive business